it's Saturday night. I pray for the wicked on the weekend. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Swear to God, I ain't never gonna repent. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night.
What's up, MPX Addicts, and welcome to the MPX Mainline. We were just at Metroplex Wrestling's Showdown.
The Showdown.
The Showdown,
There you
yes. I am your hashtag certified Mark J. Williams here with my co-host, as always.
The voice of the MPX Addicts, Kyle Smith.
And man, oh man, the Showdown was, it was emotional, man.
Showdowniness.
Yeah, it was a really emotional show, man. I mean, we saw heroes rise, we saw villains rise, we saw someone come home.
Yes, we did have a homecoming.
Yes, and oh man, I can't wait to talk. Let's go ahead and get started with this because the first match of the night was the Monster Hunter Matt Palmer versus Mr. Match of the Night, Ryan Remington. And if you have never seen these two men in action, ow.
Oh, okay. I don't understand why this match even been first place. Ryan's not a monster. Palmer has contracts to get monsters.
You
Ryan's
hear what
not
he
a monster.
says about birds? That man is
They're
a
not
monster.
real.
I hear he even likes pineapple on pizza.
Wrestling is real. Birds are fake. It's happened. It's true.
Of course, yeah, you know, of course,
What?
I'd agree with him. But
Have you ever had a bird? Have you ever caught and pet a bird? Have you picked off its
Yes.
feathers? They're drones.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
It's true.
But this match between these two men was it was pretty intense, and Palmer looked pretty distracted throughout the whole thing.
Well, he's got a mask, an evil, very, very evil mask. Talking to him now.
Yeah, we've seen the evil
Parts
of that
Unknown
mask.
has done bad things to Palmer.
That is true. But we have seen the evil of this mask take hold of a number of people as it took hold of...
Two, but...
Well, even Isaac tried it on, and you saw what happened.
Malico.
Yeah.
Malico's already screwed
Well,
loose,
he
though.
did the he was with Hardakis' mask though, and that was an even bigger mistake.
Yeah, and Silver's is... I don't know. Silver's isn't as evil as Hardakis. I guess it's more...
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
dick-like. So...
Yeah, that's very true. But Ryan Remington taking advantage of the distraction of Matt Palmer and coming out with a win with that. Oh, Jeebus Crow! That
The Lariat was
that
beautiful.
lariat was beautiful.
The drone
killer, and then of course that. Oh, he made Palmer tap. I haven't seen
Well,
that
yeah.
happen.
What do you mean you haven't seen that happen?
Palmer's
a tapper.
Are you sure about that? I mean, normally he's the one making one of them tap.
No, not against Ryan. Ryan and Tommy, they're the best.
I wouldn't say the best, but we'll go on to the next one, where match 2, we had Nate Collins versus Sky.
No.
What?
Isaac said we're not allowed to talk about this.
We're not allowed to talk about
Isaac
this?
said we can't talk about it.
Isaac said that.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Do you want Isaac to be mad at you?
Did he?
Yes.
Actually, no. Sky,
Nope.
Sky was a dominant force, and things just didn't happen to work out in his favor. And okay, I don't think they're here. So that one we'll talk more about that one on Rehab. But after that, we had a match that. It had the crowd going pretty hard because it was
Like how
Jason
you
Silver, the
Forget
Immortal.
the reason we're not supposed to talk about it.
I didn't mention the reason we're not supposed to talk about it, did I?
Dimitri made a mistake.
Dimitri
made a huge
Dimitri
mistake.
make?
He's going into Sky's match. He took what everyone wants. He took the winning of the Texas Rumble, the title shot at Destiny, and what does he do? He spoils it, and he's going to ruin it, and the curse is going to continue because he's choosing to step in to excessive violence.
I think the curse is dead, and honestly, I got to say thank you very much for taking that one, talking about the mistake that Dimitri made in the middle of Sky's match, which, you know what happened after that. Match 3, though, Johnny O'Mara versus the Immortal Jason Silver, and I've got to say, things haven't been the same for Jason since he came back.
He put the mask back on. Of course, things aren't going to be right.
That was a huge mistake, and
that's all it takes, Mr. Cameraman. That should keep his mouth shut. Is 1 week.
Yeah, one match. That's all it really takes, especially with that thing. I mean, as you saw with the first match, Johnny O'Mara coming out with a strong win on this one.
It was strong, and we saw it was a good hard fought. You think Silver had it, but there's also something wrong. Man, Silver's got there's some weird thing with that bottle. I I mean, there's something up with that bottle.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the first times that Jason Silver has lost clean here at MPX
He
since his
lost
return.
last week.
I said lost clean. I mean, if
That was clean. It was a tag
Last week-
match. Brixton beat him, hit the Stormbreaker. 1, 2, 3.
because
How is
his
that not
own
clean?
tag partner, the Demon of Devastation,
Yeah, so that's
Hardacus,
not-
all hail Hardacus.
That is not a
And
DQ, so therefore it's clean. Is it not? Is it not?
Your definition of clean
Is
is
it not?
very strange, sir. But that was not. Speaking of dirty, I got to say the dirtiest match of the night was probably the next match, as the MPX Addicts champion Zero tried to defend his MPX championship against Exodus Prime, the final boss. And man,
Final boss. We finally have a hero that is worthy of the Addicts.
No. We had our hero later on, but we'll talk about that one later. No spoilers there. But I've got to say, it seems Zero had this one well in hand until Exodus got the ref involved.
Well in hand.
Yeah.
What match were you watching?
I was watching that match.
You were
Where
not.
Zero was going to win it. But unfortunately, Exodus got the ref involved, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised when you have a referee who worships the Patriots.
And now you're just really talking out of nonsense. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the way that ended with, but unfortunately,
Exodus
still
got the win.
The truth,
Clean.
the truth of the matter is still that
Addicts
our
need
new
to-
MPX Addicts champion is the final boss. Exodus Prime.
Exodus proved exactly what we've known all along. Zero's win was a fluke.
It was
Exodus, it wasn't?
It was not.
CJ beat 3 other men.
Yeah, and he couldn't
was
beat
tired.
Zero.
That anybody could have beat CJ then. I could have grabbed someone out of the thing and beat him.
Oh, why didn't you go beat him?
Well, I probably could have, but me and CJ are cool. I'm not going to do that to him. I'm not going to be like Larry. But
well,
see, that's the
spoilers.
thing. Finally, Exodus got it. And then he did what everyone should do. He's telling people they should bow and worship at his feet.
He's also saying that
All
we're
these
never going to
addicts.
see the MPX Addicts championship again.
And well, we shouldn't, because who's going to beat Exodus?
I can name quite a few
He's
people.
the
who
final
beat
boss. Ain't
Exodus.
nobody beating him.
I mean, Dimitri beat him.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Masquerade, 2 out of 3 falls. Who won that? Exodus. Try
Yeah.
again.
And then a couple weeks ago, Dimitri versus Exodus. Who won
Nope,
that match?
didn't happen.
Who won that match?
Exodus.
Who won that match?
Hey, look, match number 5.
Yeah, match number 5. Prince Adam, the Chicano Kaiju, coming back once again, taking on the Tommy Becker. And this match was a lot of fun, I got to say, at
Well,
least
this match
until
was
the ending.
Brilliant and athletic and everything that these two men are about.
Actually, you were absolutely right there. These two men put on a hell of a showcase, but then Ryan Remington had to get involved, pulling the referee,
involved?
Travis Trueborn, out of the ring.
His shoe
when
was
he
tied.
about to
Travis, he was
count
telling
3.
Travis, hey, your shoe's untied. That's dangerous. You need to tie your shoe. It's what happens.
You.
What?
You. Just.
What?
Mm.
That's what happened.
But unfortunately for Larger Than Life, while Tommy may have picked up the win on this one, things are not well in the state of Denmark for them, as
Why are we
they
in
are
the state of
looking
Denmark?
for their MPX Tag Team Championship to be defended at MPX's Destiny. And they were looking for a fantastic, a great tag team to take on.
The best unsigned tag team should have the best match at Destiny against
I
another
agree,
great
and I
tag team.
think they probably will get the best tag team match at Destiny because
They still don't have a tag team match.
Who came back? Hail Sagan.
Yes.
Sagan has returned, and
He has returned, but the problem is when he comes back, like there's a
he's mad because he spent so long in that coffin,
And
his
it's
his supposed best friends never came and checked on him.
because it is MPX management's fault. They couldn't.
MPX management-
There's a reason Dave Sagan was not offered a spot on Team Aller back in December. There's a reason. Larger than life,
Like-
the Impact players are not allowed to team
Like
together. Do
Aller
you remember?
listens to the rules.
That's exactly what happened. He's not supposed to be here. He's not allowed to be here. You're not allowed to team anymore. That is their fault. And guess what happened in that match? Dave did what he should have done, and he sacrificed himself in order to keep Jamie here. So
Yep.
do you really think Jamie's not going to want that guy on his team? No, he couldn't do it because MPX management wouldn't allow it. So there is no reason Dave should take it out on Tommy and Ryan. It is not their fault.
Dave is doing perfectly fine because they had JD Griffey, like you said. Where's JD Griffey been since then?
Who?
Exactly. Exactly. Let's go on to the next match, because if we're going to talk about Team Mauler, let's talk about Joe Angelo Garcia's despicable performance for what was supposed to be his fourth defense of the MPX Prospect Championship against Jackson Stone, everybody.
How is that disrespectful?
That
man went out there and
disgusting
took one hell of a chop performance. He went chop for Jackson. I think Joe had the upper hand.
What?
There was too much sauce.
Okay, so you're blind. You can't count.
Go compare chess. Joe had it.
No, Jackson had it. Jackson had it so well that Joe had to go for a low blow and get himself disqualified.
Again, he didn't go for a low blow.
Yes, he did.
No, he tripped and he just happened to hit Jackson. You need to rewatch the tape.
I will
That's what
rewatch
happened.
the tape, and you know what? I will be proven right.
Never.
Yeah.
But hey, guess what happens?
Yeah,
Joe keeps the title.
Joe keeps the belt, but he doesn't get the fourth defense.
Well, that's fine. Guess what? Jackson doesn't get a new title now, does he?
No,
Jackson goes bye-bye to the back of the line because we don't get rematches, and Joe goes on to fight a
I don't know.
worthy
MPX management
opponent.
has made concessions for that kind of thing before.
Nope.
We could see Jackson Stone get another shot.
That was
at
the old
title.
regime. We have a new regime, and we don't play the rematch clause.
You sure?
Oh, I'm positive. I'm
Sure.
You should know
so
by now.
whose regime was it that
more,
we kept getting rematch clauses?
You should
under?
know I get more direct contact with MPX management than you. They don't like you. They like me, just like everyone else out there.
But you know what? After that, we had a tag team match that I think we saw the true death of a tag team here, as Red Chambers, the trainer, and No Limits, Noah Navarre.
Non-limits? You changed his name?
Yeah, No Limits, Noah Navarre took on, well...
Kind of like non-limits.
Menage Never Again.
What are you talking about?
As Loverboy Larry, CJ Ward took on...
Just because Larry and CJ have a spat, there's still technically two members that were not here.
If I were them, I'd be embarrassed to be seen with CJ, especially after the last few weeks and everything like that.
They were embarrassed to be around Larry, not CJ.
Are you sure about that?
CJ's been a champion and was a dominant champion until he had to fight in a gauntlet match, which is still MPX management should have never allowed that match to happen. And he lost.
They set up that match. They didn't just allow that match; they set up that match. And
again, you
speaking
can't
of
trust.
limits, I mean, do you see this?
You can't trust the
specimen?
Addicts. Cannot trust the Addicts to say if a match should continue or not.
I mean, this man gets the pin on Larry, and then still he is out here training. No Limits, Noah Navarre is unstoppable.
He's training with kids. Shouldn't we call the authorities or
He's teaching
something?
the next generation.
Just saying.
God, what is wrong?
You get on
with
lists like doing stuff like that.
But the end of this match, obviously, Loverboy Larry and CJ Ward having a difference of opinion.
You were going to say lover spat, weren't you? You were.
I was.
You were.
I was trying to avoid it, but yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. CJ's top, Larry's bottom, so I guess it is kind of.
Are you
lover
sure about
spat.
that?
It's what they said.
I mean, it's.
That's what CJ said.
It's CJ who landed flat on his back.
That's not true.
But either way, you know what? Honestly, Larry deserves a manlier tag team partner than CJ anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah, sure. But let's go ahead and talk about the main event.
Now,
the
if you would have
match,
said Knightley or Kingsley, okay, that makes sense.
I guess, yeah. But the main event, the match that everybody was here for in the first place. I mean, you saw it.
Everyone was here for?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, you saw the crowd.
I came to see Larger Than Life. I came to see Sky de la Cremosa. I came to see Joe and Jackson. Yes, this match is good, but I wouldn't say it's the only reason I'm
Tonight, I mean, with
if
as
it's
good
just
as
you, no one's going to watch it.
With as good as all of the matches were, this was definitely match of the night as Tatum Manning took on Casey Clay. And to say that there is no love lost between these two men is an understatement.
Yeah, because Tatum sat there and he got everyone to turn their back on Casey, the real hero of MPX, the true rookie of the year.
Well, a real hero? Does a real hero attack people from behind? I mean, he attacked Frankie from behind. He attacked Noah from behind.
Proof.
He admitted it.
Just because he admits it doesn't mean there's proof. I admit a lot of things. Doesn't mean it's right. I have $1 million. Doesn't mean I'm right. I admitted it. Hey, I admit I have $1 million. Do you believe me?
I
There's
don't
no
believe
proof
a lot
I have
of
it,
things
but
you say, but he attacked Tatum Manning from behind at the beginning of this match and worked on that wounded knee through the whole thing.
Bell hadn't rung yet. Completely legal. If it wasn't legal, Bambi should have called the match off and we should have had it next week.
Well,
that's Bambi's fault.
Actually, I'll agree with you on that one, but
he should have asked Tatum if he could continue. Once during this match, did you ever hear Bambi say, Tatum, can you continue? That is
No, actually,
poor officiating. He could have cost Tatum a career.
And so you agree with me that Brandon King as an official is problematic at least?
Well, I mean, I really don't understand why our senior head official, supposed Travis, wasn't doing that match.
You've
got a main event. Maybe the senior official should be there, or maybe we should have Carl.
Tatum mounted as good a defense as he could, but unfortunately, Casey Clay turned out to be catastrophic for his
Turned out to be
career.
fearless.
Yeah, absolutely fearless, and took out Tatum Manning's knee, and basically coming away with the win on this one.
Yes, because it's what I said on Rehab. Casey Clay is the future and the true hero and the true rookie. He is what MPX is going to be 5 years from now. They are going to make statues. There's going to be a Casey Clay statue right outside the MPX event center.
So why didn't you vote for him for MPX Rookie of the Year last year?
Because y'all didn't let me vote. Y'all said I was voting too much for Sky, so...
You voted for Sky won?
Yeah. And then I voted larger than life, and y'all said, come on, you're just seeing them. Yeah, y'all didn't let me vote for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but either way, this show was, like I said, it was an emotional night. A lot of highs, a lot of lows, and it looks like what we have set up for MPX Destiny next week, 7 days from now, is going to be, it's going to be incredible.
It's going to be amazing. Destiny's always one of the biggest shows of years, and I mean, let's look at it. You got the Demon of Devastation, Hardacus, against the undefeated Brixton Shaw with the frickin' delight Eden Grace at his side.
Oh, man.
Honestly, Brixton is prepared for this. You saw their little clash there in the ring. Brixton dominated most of that.
I think if there is anybody who could go toe-to-toe with Hardacus and just, it's like do more than survive and win, I think Brixton Shaw has the chance there.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's not the only thing going on. I mean, we've got the title match, the excessive violence match between the champion, the Texas Chainsaw, Sky de Lacrimosa,
Mr.
taking
Excessive
on the
Violence
bear
himself. It is. He is Mr. Excessive. It is. That is his match.
Is that Isaac?
Excessive Violence.
Is that Isaac approved?
It is Isaac approved.
Okay.
It's Sky approved. Sky's the limit.
True. But going to be taking on the Russian Bear fighter, Dmitry Alexandrov, who is, he's on a hunt now.
He's on a hunt, but he's also, he's preoccupied. And let's also be honest, as we heard from the great Mr. Isaac Mazer, there's a curse looming over the Alexandrovs. And it's a curse that's been around for, about 100 years, he said?
At least.
So,
that's what he says. But I guess Dmitry is going to prove whether that curse is still going or whether that curse has been broken.
I think that curse is still fully around, and we saw it last week. I mean, we saw a murder last week with Tyler Jett.
That is true. Our condolences to the friends and family of Tyler Jett, the party Viking. He will be sorely missed.
Friends or family?
He's got a girlfriend.
Not anymore. Have you seen that Tiny Hammer?
True. But that is not all. Like I said before, Dave Sagan has come home, and he is challenging for the MPX Tag Team Championships.
But
with his own best friend.
He doesn't have any more best friends. He
sure?
fired all of Hal Sagan. He literally said, I don't need you anymore, bitch, to his supposed girlfriend. He kicked out Byron and James. His other best friends, he's not allowed to team with anymore, Ryan and Tommy.
About that? Well,
Jamie's
going
not
up against
around.
them.
Who does Dave have?
Are
you going to jump in there?
That is it. If Dave considered me his best friend enough to jump in there,
I
I
actually
would.
really hope you do, just so I can see Ryan lariat you. That would.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd enjoy that.
I would.
Yeah.
I would so enjoy that.
But obviously it won't be me. I am not a wrestler. And, that whole don't try this at home, don't try this if you're not trained for it. It's going to hurt like hell.
We have a security guard that does that all the time.
Yeah, true. But, there's trained and there's good.
So then what is he? Because he's not trained or good.
But either way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching MPX Mainline. Make sure you tune in on Thursday on MPXMainline.com. Are there other matches announced?
Pretty sure you're forgetting one.
Which one?
Just saying, you're forgetting something.
I'm always forgetting something. What am I forgetting?
No, go ahead.
What am I forgetting?
No, I'm going to let
go
everyone
ahead.
else.
You said that I forgot something.
I'm going to let everyone else know your mistakes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what match am I forgetting?
First of all, I don't count it as a tag match. We don't know who the partner is. That's just wrong. That is not fair to Larger Than Life, the best unsigned tag team. That's not fair to them.
How is it not fair to them?
How do you mean? Do you go into things
MPX
not knowing who your opponents are or what you're going to do? Do you actually just come out here and just start talking and not knowing
I
what
work
you're
in
going to talk
retail,
about?
sir. I go into that all the time.
Sir, I don't think it's good.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
not
so
fair
what's
to
the
larger than
match I
life.
forgot then?
If Jamie Aller was still here, it wouldn't be allowed.
But Jamie Eller's not here, and that's the crux of the problem for Dave.
Yeah, that's Dave's fault.
Is it Dave's fault? Is it Dave's fault, or is it, Ryan and Thomas?
Well, it could have been Dave's fault because if you think about it, all the way back to the crypt when he sacrificed himself, he would have fought and we would still have Impact players together.
I don't think so. But make sure
you
you tune
get
in
your
on
tickets.
Thursday, MPXMainline.com. Join us at our new
Oh, yeah.
time,
Plug us,
Thursday
of
night
course.
at
Okay.
7. Yeah, because it's our show. And, get your tickets for next week. Destiny is going to be incredible. And,
MPXNetwork.com. See y'all next week.
Why does he do that?